governo attuale in Ghana è stato supportato da quali governi europei?
Oh, I think initially they were supported by most of them, by most of the Western governments. Because there's a way in which they used to see us as socialists, etc. And do you know what they used to call us? The IMF, World Bank, America, Europe, they used to say that we are the wrong people doing the right things. because they perceived us as socialists. But nonetheless, I think they realized they couldn't knock us off, so they supported us, and we transformed our country beautifully. Today, they've been able to help the most criminal government, but somehow into office. It's almost as if to say that no matter how criminal you are, so long as you hoist the flag of of capitalism. Incidentally, the party that's in power right now, their symbol is the elephant, their colors are the Republican colors, etc., etc., etc. And you know, no matter how criminal you are, so long as you say, I'm capitalist, no matter how sinful you are, you end up being supported by some of the Western powers. Some of them are beginning to complain, but on the quiet. They're not doing it as openly as they were doing it when we were doing the right things. But let me reduce it to one little example. I will give credit to some of the Western powers who understood what was going on in my country and came to our support. Canada, Japan, Italy, and a number of others, as well as other third world countries, or so-called third world countries in Africa, as well as even some of our Muslim countries, you know, Kuwait, you know, and a few others, Saudi, who helped us, you know, to build a second dam, etc., etc. However, the interest that I think you should know, or what I find a bit painful, is that we have always had a very healthy relationship with Italy in various facets of our industrial life. Sadelmi helped Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to build our first dam, a number of estates, etc. Quite frankly, I think you can get the statistics from your own governmental archives. However, being an Air Force pilot, I remember when I was a kid at school and I saw the displays going on because several countries came to display for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our first president. And Italy won with the Macchi. So we've used the Macchi ever since 60-something when I was at school. By the time I joined the Air Force, we had we were still using the Italian fighters, the Macchis, Italian instructors. We had, the Italian Bell, one of the finest, the Augusta 109, and several others, you know, from other countries, Britain, whatnot. But since these guys came in, they're doing everything possible, one, to destroy the Air Force, whether it's because I come from the Air Force. And as for Italian Air Force, go ask your people. Maybe the Chinese aircrafts may also be good. I don't know. But they're getting rid of, they're downgrading the Italian Air Force, all these things. They're bringing in some of the Russian aircraft, helicopters, bringing in some of the Chinese aircrafts, etc. If the reason is personal because Rawlings can fly all these things, I don't know. But the point is that I think Italian interest is on the decline as far as the Air Force is concerned. If there are other aspects of it, I don't know. Okay? But I think this is something you should come and do your own research. Get in touch with your own government as to whether it happened. I don't think this thing has anything to do with your former President Berlusconi or your current one. Let us hope your current one is aware of what's going on. Okay? But the point is that a lot of the Western governments, I think, were supportive of them in order to help promote so-called multi-party, Western multi-party, whatever it is. But I think they've woken up to the reality that it's not being handled properly. It's getting dangerous, you know, because they're abusing. Yes, They are destroying the culture of democracy. They are destroying the quality of democracy. So how can they correct it? That's why we're saying that if they cannot contain them, then they will decline further. And so certainly, I think they're beginning to see that we're not too bad after all. So as they try to treat us like outcasts, now they realize that we are the ones who ensured the peace and stability in our country. Okay? We are the ones who made it possible to turn the economic this thing around in my country. We are the ones who made it possible for the country to bloom and became and earn the name that it did in Africa, in West Africa. They